Hey there, welcome back friends. Let's continue from where we have left. In our last video we have created the entity class. We have also added this users model.java file where we have added some code, but definitely we need to update this code in order to get started with the database connectivity. So in here there are like couple of things already done. For example, creating these objects, then trying to connect with the database and all sort of those things. Now first of all, we are not displaying some information, so we will get rid of this particular statement which was displaying the information on the web page. So let's get rid of it, and we will also get rid of this out object. Now friends, our code is almost ready. The thing is, we need to require this data source, and this data source needs to be received from the controller itself. We won't be able to make the connection directly from the model. So in here, let us receive the data source. So I will type in data source. Here we go. And definitely we need to again navigate to our servlet, and in here, first of all, we will make use of the annotation resource. The name of the resource is what? Let me give the name, and let me show you one small little thing. In our video where we were testing the connection, we have added this context.xml file inside our meta.inf folder. So we also have this context.xml file in here. The name of this resource is jdbc/project, and using this resource we will connect with the database. So let us navigate to the home controller and let us give the name, and now let us create a private data source. The name would be again data source. All right, and this particular data source would be sent to the model whenever we will require. Now friends, let us navigate to case list user. So this particular view would be the view where we will listing the user. Definitely, first of all, we need the list, right? So let us create a list in here real quick. So it would be list based on our entity class user. Name would be list users equals new array list. All right, so this looks good to me, and we will receive the information from the database inside this list. So we will type in list users equal new users model dot list users, and we will send in the data source. All right, so this is cool stuff, and now we need to also send this information to this particular file. The way is again very simple. We will request, and we will set an attribute. The name of the attribute would be list users, and argument would be list users. All right, now friends, we will handle this particular list on the view in some time, but as of now, let us proceed further and let us fix this model real quick. So in here, if we check, there is some kind of error in here, and in order to get rid of the error, let us quickly create a list in here. The list would be based on user. Name would be list users equals new array list. Here we go. And definitely moving forward, we can return this list, but before, we would be adding some information using this while loop. So in here, we will type in list users dot add, and we need to create object of user type. We need to send in user ID. Now how to get the user ID? Very simple. Let me show you. It would be rs dot get int, and we need to pass on the name of the column, which is users underscore ID. Likewise, we need to also receive the username. So again, we will type in rs dot get string this time. Let me expand this, and the name of the column is username. Now definitely you can also make use of the index ID. The index of the column starts with 0. You can simply give the index ID as 0, 1, 2, even that will work. But in order to reduce confusion, I will simply give the name of the column. It would be like email for the last column. All right, so this is good. And now finally, let us return the list. So it would be like return list users. All right, perfect. All right, now moving forward, let us navigate to home controller, and in here, if we check, this particular attribute would be available to our list user.jsp file. Let me open the list user.jsp file. Let me expand this. Now friends, in order to save some time, I have already imported the java.util.list package and org.studyeasy.entity.user package in here. So we have the access to the list class and the user class. Alright, so first of all, what we need, we want a table. So let us create a table and we will require a couple of headings. So let us add table heading. First heading would be user ID. Then let me copy this part real quick. Let me paste it a couple of times. The second heading would be username and the third ID would be email. Fantastic, and we will give the border as 1. Alright, now moving forward, we will generate the data dynamically. So this would be interesting. So in order to do that, we need to make use of scriptlet. Here we go. And in here, first of all, we will require a loop, and this loop would be the for loop. So it would be like for int I equals 0, I is less than. Now friends, here comes the attribute. First of all, let us create a list of user. We need to initialize this using the attribute. Name would be like list users equals request dot get attribute. The name of the attribute is definitely list users, and now definitely using this particular list users list, we can get the size of this particular list, right? So we will give the condition as less than list users dot size. Here we go, and then we will definitely increment the loop. And inside this loop, definitely we will extract the information, and there is a issue. There is this issue because we need to typecast the information. We need to typecast the information as a list. Alright. Now in here, what we will do is we will type in out.print, and we will print first of all HTML tag. The tag would be td, and we will also close the tag td. Again, we need to close the closing tag in between double quotes, and in between these two tags we need to add some code, right? So in here we will type in list users dot get, and we will pass on the index as I, right? And then we will get users ID first of all, and we will add in the semicolon. Now again we will copy this exact code and paste this couple of times. In the next line we require what? We require username, and then we require email. Alright, so this looks good. Alright, so in here there is this issue. We need to make use of I in here, not 0. And moving forward, we need to also make use of the table row, right? So in here we will type in out.print, and we will add the text tr tag. Let me copy this line and let me paste it in here, and let me close in the table row. Alright, so now everything seems to be good enough, and now let me run this application, and if everything is good enough, then we should be able to see a proper output. And here is the output. Perfect. So our application is running properly and we are able to list the data, which is fantastic. Now friends, there is a small little thing. As of now, we are making use of like the JSTL core tags. Now definitely JSTL is an optional thing. You may opt for JSTL and you may skip for it as well. So in our next video, I will show you how we can like include these files, header and footer, without taking help of JSTL. So something interesting is coming up next. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching and have a nice day.